Welcome to the Learning for Legacy show with me, your host, Afam Onyenakala. This is all about the concept of making generational wealth understandable, practical, and accessible. I'll be exploring a range of topics and sharing conversations, interviews, and more. Because what good is building wealth if we don't build the people? Welcome everyone to another edition of Learning for Legacy. Today I'm going to talk about generating recurring income from scratch. And by that I'm referring to assets that can produce recurring income for ourselves and our families. And that's particularly important because what are we going to do if we end up being in a situation where we get locked down again through another coronavirus pandemic or something new that may present itself within the economy, which may result in redundancies, people may be getting fired from their jobs and the like. So it's really important for us to have a number of alternatives in place to hedge that off. And by that, it's all about building assets that last long term or have a sense of longevity. So to recap from what I touched on in a number of previous episodes, if we look at the different ways that we can have income coming into us, I'm going to just narrow it down to three. The first one is we've got linear income, and this is active income you receive either through a job or active income you receive in another manner, which is used to set up an asset. Now, this process can at times take years to take place because during this period you're learning, you're working out how to do something new in your chosen area of endeavor. So we can consider this to be the planting stage. This is where you're working very hard up front to earn big much later down the line. Second type of income is that of recurring income, which is what I'm going to focus on particularly here. And this is ongoing income that keeps coming. This could be monthly, could be weekly, and this can come about through a number of ways. For example, through licenses or contracts that you have in place. And the beautiful thing about this is that as it gets built over time, this is income that just keeps coming. It just keeps wanting to grow. And I will elaborate on how we can do that later on. The third is passive income. Now, this is very similar to recurring income, but essentially with passive income, this is where you are creating the asset once. And then subsequently getting paid from it. So the income, as it's passive, it does come through, but it's not as regular as recurring income. So for example, with passive income, you may write a song or a book or create an online course. So you've created it once, the asset is now out there and you're relying on people to purchase this, and this can be very random. You can get multiple purchases in a day, or you may get one purchase a month. So this is something, for example, you can create a book, write a book, and you will get paid from this book depending on who chooses to buy this book at any one given time of the day, week, or year. So as we look at assets and we talk about what helps to create assets, effectively it comes back down to wisdom. It's wisdom, the application of knowledge that you understand that helps to create these assets. And another form of this is your identity or your brand, as it were. This is knowledge you can leverage and share through various digital channels on social media. And what I'd like to do now is look at three sources that recurring income can come to you in this way. The first one is, again, your personal brand. This is where you are positioned as the asset. It is you are the content creator, as it were. And this is where a lot of digital real estate can be created. This can be through a crypto that you create, or an NFT known as a non-fungible token, or through your subscription channels, or ultimately through audio channels such as Clubhouse and Fireside, or through your following that you accumulate through your social media channels and the like. And this can also extend into other digital media such as audiobooks and the like. Now, the second source of recurring income can come through products. Now, these are products that you can either have through an e-commerce site. So these can be products that either you create or sell on sites such as Amazon or Shopify or Etsy, or you can use these sites to sell other people's products. And in this way, you can also own a product and then sell it through your own individual social media channels, where your product could be stored digitally and then printed on demand. So you may have an idea, you may have a recipe, for example, or you may have written a book or an ebook, and these digital assets can be stored online and then printed on demand. Another way where you could obtain recurring income through products is by being an affiliate, or having an affiliate relationship where an affiliate partner sells products of your own that you have created. Now, the other way to receive recurring income through products are through physical items that you could sell through sites such as eBay. And if you have created a number of these products, you can then begin to obtain recurring income through regular sales through this site. The third source of recurring income can come from information. And this, again, you can receive through royalty income, which can come from songs, which can come from other types of digital media that you create. This royalty income can come from things such as NFTs that you have, that if they are resold, you will receive a percentage of that. Information that can generate recurring income can also come through subscription services. And with all of these three sources, it's possible to create multiple streams of income as well. So how can we end up setting up recurring income in this way? It's really important and essential to, first of all, identify what asset classes are out there, and then looking into our individual situations and with our long-term planning, it's important then to decide which one of these classes, these asset classes, will work best for you, because one that's good for one person may not be necessarily good for you. So there are a number of asset classes out there that we can look at to determine which one we want to position ourselves to generate recurring income from. And these extend to, and are not limited to, but can include the following. You've got books, you've got audio, You can look at royalty income, as I touched on before. You've got affiliate income. You've got membership sites. You can have fan funding sites. You can have intellectual property and information. You can use e-commerce sites. You can generate income from ad revenue and the like. And this is through sponsors for your information. And if I go back to one of them, for example, with intellectual property, you can create courses. With e-commerce, you can look at alternatives such as drop shipping. You've got eBay, you've got Amazon. And with courses, with information rather, you can either generate and create courses, you can set up mentorship programs, you can set up mastermind groups to generate income in that fashion. Now, Rob Moore has a great way of segmenting 3 strategies to actually help initiate this. And I really liked hearing him talk about this on one occasion. And he suggests that you can start with 3 initial strategies, but split them up into different time quadrants. So, for example, spend 70% of your time focusing on your main business or your asset, then spend 20% of time on the secondary asset, and then the final 10% of time, you can focus this on your third asset or a group of assets that you're thinking about. So this is where you're looking at your future focus. So for example, if we look at these 3 time segments, you may, for example, be in a full-time job right now. So 70% of your time could be spent on your full-time job. 20% of your time could be spent on a different asset class, such as property. And then 10% of your time could be spent on the final asset class, which could be stocks or a number of other asset classes that you may be looking at or considering for the future, such as NFTs, such as cryptocurrencies, and the like. So another way of looking at this is that with 70% of your time, you could be focusing on either building digital assets or building your personal brand. And then the 20% of that time, you could then focus on other assets, such as maybe creating a book and the like. And 10% of the time, you may decide to devote to research on either e-commerce or ad revenue, or if you're into franchising, looking at franchises, or looking at the stock market, or even considering other ways of acquiring assets or researching what new asset classes may present themselves in the market. Thanks for listening to Learning for Legacy. To join our community or find out about what else we get up to, you can follow us on Twitter at Legacy Learning or on our website at www.legacylearning.co.uk. To access additional content or exclusives from this particular episode, please find the information within the show notes.